Fusion Pro Wrestling.
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 Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fusion Pro. I'm Chocolate Pain, Nelson Rahi, and joining me as ever on this show is only flipping Owen Roberts.
Hello, Nelly. Exciting news. I'm so hyped. Are you hyped?
I am so excited because, ladies and gentlemen, Fusion Pro returns this October 30th with Fusion Pro FrightFest 3 at T. Happers Community Centre. And we cannot wait because we've been away for such a long time. Wrestling's been away. We've still been here. You've still been there, eager for wrestling. But we've been unable to because of the crazy year that we've had. We've come through that. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you'll join us for Fusion Pro FrightFest 3. Owen, how do you feel about this?
Like I said, Nelly, I'm excited. I'm on edge. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful event at T. Happers Community Centre in Llandudno, County of Conwy, obviously, where Fusion was born. We're back, baby. We're back.
Absolutely. I can't wait. And honestly, you know, the Fusion Pro locker room is buzzing. The management are buzzing. This is what we live for, right? We're back in it. We're doing what we do. So we really hope you'll join us. We hope you'll follow us all over social media, Twitter, Facebook. You know where we are. You know, join in with us. Tell us what you think. This is what we do. So we are back on it.
The card has been released, so let's give the tail of the tape for Fusion Pro FrightFest 3.
It's Reinhardt versus Chaos. And I mean, oh my gosh, what a match this is going to be. I'm so looking forward to this.
This is amazing. Obviously, we've seen Reinhardt and Chaos battle it out in tag team action. This is the first time they're meeting in singles. Obviously, Reinhardt is one half of the reigning tag team championship, the Super Knee Smash Bros.
Yes,
obviously, Chaos, a former tag team champion. This is a grudge match. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, looking at the styles of both of these wrestlers, I mean, they're both quick-paced. They're both very hard-hitting. Reinhardt's got like an encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling holds and maneuvers. Chaos is, you know, we used to love Chaos. You know, he was once upon a time in Fusion, he was the fan favorite, but he turned his back on all of that. He turned his back on the fans, on us, his colleagues, to pursue what he thought would be a quick win. And, you know, to some degree it was. You could say he was successful with that. But, you know, here he is now and he's looking to reclaim gold. And this match may help him down that road. You know, if he can go up the rankings here in Fusion Pro with a win over Reinhardt, then that would go a long way towards getting him back in the title picture.
Well, we've seen Reinhardt in the past being in contention for the CCW Welsh Championship when he faced against Pastor Everett Teague. Also for the Grand Championship when he wrestled against AJ Hughes.
Yes.
Reinhardt is a top player.
He is.
And obviously with lockdown and everything like that, I'm sure he's wanting to reestablish himself as one of the top guys here at Fusion Pro Wrestling. And what a better way for Chaos to stake his place as a top guy himself than by beating Reinhardt.
It's a heck of a scalp, isn't it? If you come away beating Reinhardt, man, everyone's looking at you like, wow, fair play.
Not many people have done it. Not many people have done it. So again, this is vital for Chaos to try and win this. But then again, it's vital for Reinhardt as well to win this.
It is. Well, yeah, I mean, we could reverse that actually because, you know, for Reinhardt to beat Chaos, that's a big statement as well. Chaos isn't a joke. He's one of the best professional wrestlers in Fusion Pro Wrestling, if not North Wales. You know, and probably Britain. I mean, if you serious talk, you know. So that's a
he's
statement.
wrestled all over the country. He's establishing himself as a real national wrestler. So let's go into some of the details here. We can see that obviously Reinhardt 5'10". He's 13.5 stone. He's a big bloke, but he's so technical. He knows a lot of holds. He's a wizard on that mat. He's going to try and put Chaos into all sorts of shapes and sizes. He's going to fold him into like a bagel and a pretzel and all sorts. It's going to look like a patisserie. Fusion Pro Wrestling. But then we look at Chaos, 5'8". He's not particularly a tall man, but he packs a punch.
He does pack a punch. I was going to say he's never stopped him. It's not stopped him this far. It's no limitation. Actually, I think when he's in the ring, he's one of the most intimidating wrestlers there is because he's a big guy. He's muscle. He's quick. He's athletic. He's strong. He can throw you about. I mean, he used to do the burning hammer, didn't he? He was looking for that, and I mean that takes some strength to do that, to get another professional wrestler up on your shoulders backwards and drop them on their head. That takes some doing. So, yeah, I mean, what he gives away, 2 inches of height. He does have the weight advantage over Reinhardt. I mean, and you tell me, how do you think this? Who's going to win this match? Who's going to walk away the winner here?
We've seen Chaos, come off a devastating loss before lockdown. He's going to be building over this anger and hatred towards Reinhardt all over lockdown. He's had plenty of time to build this up. I'm sure there's only one way that he can release that, and that's by beating Reinhardt. So I'm going to put my money on Chaos this match.
Wow.
I love Reinhardt to bits, but
yeah, this
has been years in the making now.
Yeah.
Chaos has got nothing to lose, everything to gain from this win.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Hard to argue against that, but I feel I may have to. And not to go against you, Owen, but I really feel Reinhardt probably just about may come away with this one. I feel that he may have the speed advantage. I feel that his sort of almost amateur wrestling background of pure holds and lightning quick maneuvers, it's so hard to call. It really is, because Chaos has that as well. But I feel like Reinhardt may have that bounce in his step needed just to go that extra inch and take the win here. So next up, we have got a newcomer to Fusion Pro Wrestling, and we are excited to see what Ginha is going to be bringing to Fusion Pro. Ginha versus Andy Knox. Andy Knox we've seen a little bit of, and we're impressed by him. Obviously, he's very well established around North Wales with Basics Pro Wrestling as well. And we've seen him as a member of Paradox as well. So Andy Knox we know a little bit about, and he's impressive. Ginha we know less about. I mean, what would you say about Ginha? Any sort of insider scoop that you've got for us?
I mean, it's his Fusion Pro debut, so what can we expect, really? He's from Benidorm. He's well known across Europe, and obviously he's travelled up and down the UK. He's coined himself a nickname, El Diablo. We're not too sure what to expect, but that sounds quite demonic to me.
It does indeed. It sounds like, he's the devil in Spanish. So, I mean, definitely a Spanish link there. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing Ginha. I mean, my crucifix is on standby. I'll have the holy water ready just in case it gets a bit too heavy.
But I'm just looking at the statistics here of his height. He's a very tall man. He's 6'1". I mean, that might not sound a lot to people, but in the ring, when you've got that ring presence, that is huge.
That's towering, isn't it?
It is. And when we compare it to Andy Knox, who's 5'9", that's quite a height advantage there for Ginha. It's definitely gonna play to his advantage. And obviously, like we said, he's the unknown, isn't he? So
how does Knox prepare for that? Knox has never seen Ginha. What do you do?
I mean, you can come up with all the plans that you want, but once you're punched in the face, Nelly, it all goes out the window. So let's hope Andy Knox has got a few fists waiting for Ginha.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Owen, mate, I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one to predict, this one, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who do you think is going to walk away with the win here?
So I'm going to have to go for Andy Knox here, to be honest. I know I've just said that Ginha's the unknown, but I know what Andy Knox can do. He is a very good competitor. Although we've only seen him here at Fusion in tag team matches, it's about time that he establishes himself as a singles competitor. So he's got a lot to prove here. Obviously, a member of Paradox, he's wanting to show that he is worth his weight. So I'm going to go for Andy Knox here.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Well, this is a tough one. It is hard to call. I mean, I'm not a gambling man, but I am a spiritual man. And, when you tell me that he's called El Diablo, that pulls the chills down me. And I just think, wow, that's maybe something, you don't get the nickname El Diablo for nothing. It's not a spicy curry. It's going to be a serious reason for that. So I might, we don't know the unknown. Ginha might just turn up and just take this. So I feel like, maybe Ginha might be the one who comes out on top here. Just that unknown factor. So, mate, okay, well, look, Hey, this is going to be epic. We are going to be talking about the CCW Welsh Championship title match.
It's been held by so many legends of CCW and legends in the making of Fusion Pro Wrestling. The likes of Pequeno Loco's held it, Everett Teague's held it, and now Brian Stone. And it's insane to think how long he's held it now.
It's crazy.
788 days, Nelly.
I mean, that's nearly 3 calendar years, Gregorian calendar. Like, it's ridiculous. Brian Stone is the longest reigning CCW Welsh champion in history. And as you say, for a long-running historic belt such as the CCW Welsh Championship, that is actually incredible. That is some feat. And it says everything you need to know about Brian Stone.
Well, we just look at Keith Matthews, for example. An absolute CCW Welsh Championship legend.
Absolutely.
He held that title for 100. How many days was it?
500. Yeah, I think
500, 600. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that record has been smashed. It's been absolutely destroyed by Brian Stone.
And Owen, I don't think anyone's ever going to beat 788 days. No one's going to beat that. That's going to stand forever.
It's going to take something extremely special, but that's it. Brian Stone is guaranteed those 788 days, no matter what.
Incredible.
Ryan Riot, he's got a lot on his shoulders now.
Yeah.
He's got it all to fight for. But again,
stranger things have happened. Like, we're bigging up Stone, saying he's the champion for this long. And, I don't want to make out that he's invincible. Stone is mega talented. He is an incredible pro wrestler. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because you can be a brawler, but he'll just tie you up in a knot. So Ryan Riot, man, he's up against it. But, I mean, he we know is a very special wrestler in his own right too. He's got bags of potential. Currently without a win in Fusion Pro Wrestling, to be quite honest. But his high-flying style, he's super energetic, he's all guns blazing. Maybe that's what it takes to finally dethrone Brian Stone.
It's something that Brian Stone hasn't been against yet here in Fusion Pro Wrestling. But not only that, Brian Stone seems to have a height advantage here, which is quite rare for Brian Stone. I think this is the first time that he's been going to head-to-head against someone that he's had a height advantage of. Everyone else that Brian Stone has ever faced against has been taller. So that might be out of Brian Stone's comfort zone, for example. He's been used to being the underdog, but now he's against Ryan Riot, who hasn't won a match here at Fusion Pro Wrestling. Surely Ryan Riot is the underdog coming into this match.
Yeah, I agree. I would say the onus is on Brian Stone here. The champion, to come out of the blocks, flying, take the match to Riot. But conversely, that may suit Ryan Riot. That might be exactly what Riot wants him to do. So this is fascinating. I mean, what a story. If Ryan Riot were to win the CCW Welsh Championship, its first win in Fusion Pro would be a world title win. I mean, that's crazy.
It's crazy indeed, but crazier things, like you said, have happened in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Nelly, who do you think's got this?
I've got to go with the champ, Brian Stone. He's not been champion for, longer than people on this planet have been alive, for no reason. Brian Stone for me. I think he may just have too much in his locker here.
Well, I'm going to agree with you here, Nelly. I'm going to say Brian Stone. Ryan Riot, you're a fantastic wrestler. You've got huge potential, and I can see why you've been put in this match. You deserve it. I know you haven't won a match, but you've been fantastic every single match. But unfortunately, I think Brian Stone, he's a fighting champion, and I think he's going to fight his way to the win again.
Only flipping Owen Roberts. Up next, we are discussing Pastor Everett Teague presenting the Jackthorne Open Challenge match. Oh my gosh, this is special. And I just feel like Jackthorne has gotten a bit too close to Pastor Everett Teague, and some of that dark influence, some of that chaos, some of that, I don't know, I don't want to say evil, but some of that, maleficence from Pastor Everett Teague is rubbing off onto Jackthorne, and I don't know what their plan is, but Pastor Everett Teague is putting him into this open challenge match. So anyone from the Fusion locker room can come out and accept this challenge. Is that right?
anyone, anywhere, I think, Nelly. It's
Oh
an
my
open
gosh.
challenge. It's open to anyone. Whoever thinks that they can take on Jackthorne.
Those dinner ladies, if you've ever wanted to be a wrestling champion, this could be your opportunity.
I think I might even try myself, although I don't think I would stand much chance, to be honest.
Wow, these are pro wrestlers we're talking about, and yeah, I would stand no chance in this. But Owen, I mean, come on, let's talk about Jackthorne for a minute. I mean, I would say he's underrated by a lot of people in pro wrestling.
I'd agree with you. I think Jackthorne is a very, 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 very good wrestler. I think he's gone under the radar a bit simply because he's been in Pastor Everett Teague's shadow. Obviously, Everett Teague has been the one to have these matches. He was the champion, so it only made sense that Jackthorne was, stood behind him all the time. But
yeah,
that was the chance for Jackthorne to show that he can wrestle, that he's very good at wrestling.
And he is.
Well, of course he is.
I mean, we talked, off the recording, a little while back, and we were just talking about Jackthorne, and we just mentioned that, we're both fans of his wrestling style, which is very methodical. He's quite sadistic in the way that he wrestles. So if he smells blood, if he smells a weakness, he will go right after it. And I really like that about Jackthorne. It's kind of scary. It's a bit. It's hard to watch sometimes. It's hard to watch him go after somebody.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's like you said, he smells blood and he goes for it. And many might question his intelligence outside of the ring, but he's a smart guy. He knows exactly what he's doing.
And actually, that pairing of Pastor Everett Teague, it works so well for Jackthorne, I think, because outside of the ring, maybe he's not the brightest. I don't know. I mean, I've not really sat down and talked to him. It's just you get a sense of somebody when he's in the locker room, stomping around. Sometimes he can be a bit quiet, but when he comes to the ring, he opens up and he's dangerous. But I just think that his sort of association with Pastor Everett Teague has worked really well for Jackthorne. I mean, you can see the influence in his wrestling attire, for instance. He comes out with the straw hat, a la Pastor Everett Teague. The braces, all that sort of stuff. So I think that's actually been a really good thing for Jackthorne, just in terms of bringing him on and giving him an identity and something to believe in and something to fight for. But
something to strive towards as well. Not only that, obviously, under Teague's tutelage almost, he's become a champion in his own right. He is the hardcore prototype champion of Fusion Pro Wrestling.
That's right.
Pastor Everett Teague's almost teaching him how to be a winner. So can we see him pull something off?
We've both seen Jackthorne go, and we both agree that he's actually an excellent underrated wrestler. So I think this could be a match to keep an eye on if you're following with us. This could be very, very entertaining, and I can't wait to see who answers the call.
Definitely. I mean, Jackthorne is no pushover either. He's 5'9.5", 15 stone. I'm going to put my money on Thorne. I think Thorne actually has what it takes.
I mean, it takes some guts, doesn't it, to do an open challenge to the locker room? Anyone could come out. What if AJ Hughes comes out? I mean, anyone could come out. It's so hard for school, but I think Thorne and Pastor Everett Teague will probably have a plan. Knowing Pastor Everett Teague, he wouldn't just put Thorne into something that he would have no chance in. So they've obviously got something up their sleeve. And my instinct would be, therefore, knowing professional wrestling, Jackthorne's probably got this one. Anyone answering the challenge needs to have eyes in the back of their head.
They do indeed. It's going to take a madman to accept this challenge, I think. Now.
Yes, agreed. 100% agreed. Right, Owen. Mate, next match on Fusion Pro FrightFest number 3 is Joey Marcus versus Adam Lowe. Now, tell us a little bit about this, please.
I'm very excited for this match simply because Joey Marcus has matured over lockdown. You can see that he's lost a lot amount of weight. He's really been putting in the time and effort to honing his skills. He is the natural born scallywag. He's been wrestling all over. Obviously, 2020 was going to be his year, I think. Unfortunately, it was pushed back due to lockdown, but that hasn't stopped him. 2021. Joey Marcus is coming out guns blazing. He's trying to make this his year. And what a better way than to beat Adam Lowe. obviously we don't know much about Adam Lowe.
Mm-hmm.
He's making his Fusion Pro debut, but Joey Marcus, is an excellent wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, if I may, just Joey Marcus has all the tools, doesn't he? He's got the right sort of arrogance that you need in wrestling to believe. I would say belief rather than arrogance. Like he knows he's good. Like and I think that takes you a long way. But then he's got the physical attributes. He's got the wrestling knowledge. I think it's a matter of time till he picks up titles in Fusion Pro Wrestling, because he is a very complete professional wrestler. He's got so much to offer, and it's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to this one.
He does indeed. Obviously, he has his theatrics that he does in his matches, but I'm sure Joey Marcus is going to come out with this. He's going to come out fighting. He's desperate to make an impact. Like I said, 2021. Exactly. Right? Kickstart it. He wants 2021 to start how 2019 and 2020 started as well.
Yeah.
With a bang. Joey Marcus, surely here has got to prove that he has what it takes again to push through, to make a name for himself here at Fusion Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would almost go to. I mean, I think he's got a name at Fusion Pro Wrestling. It's just the titles to underline that, I think. So yeah, I would say my prediction for this is probably going to be Joey Marcus to walk away with a W.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's the master of the bikini bottom. he's perfected the hook and sink. Devastating moves. So I'm going to go for Joey Marcus here.
Now, Owen, brings us round to what will be the last match on the card at FrightFest 3 on October 30th, 2021.
The main event!
Oh, it's brilliant. I've got hairs on the back of my neck standing up. It's so exciting just talking about it, because we have missed professional wrestling. I know you have. I have. I've missed talking about Fusion Pro Wrestling and the Fusion Pro Grand Championship title picture. And that's what this is. This is a last man / monster standing match. There are no pinfalls, submissions. It's going to be whoever answers the 10 count stays in, and whoever doesn't loses. And it's going to be Pequeno Loco, the Fusion Pro Grand Champion, versus the Monster Creeper. Oh, my holy Lord, what a match. Oh, and take it. Tell me about it. Go for it.
This has been years in the making, Nelly. Obviously, Creeper winning the Grand Rumble to set this match up. We have been excited for this match to finally happen, and it does finally happen. 30th of October, T Happis Community Centre, Llandudno, FrightFest 3, Pequeno Loco against Creeper. We've seen them in the virtual world wrestle against each other, but now we get to see the real thing. Pequeno Loco, the Grand Champion, first ever Grand Slam champion, having won the Super 8, CCW Welsh Championship, Fusion Pro Tag Team Championship, Grand Rumble. He's done it all.
That's incredible.
Except beat Creeper.
But I mean, no one. Look, Creeper is unpinned, and no one has ever made him submit. That is insane. That is nuts. I mean, when you think about what Creeper has achieved, I mean, yes, he's allied with Dick Chambers. He's managed by the director of wrestling, the smartest man in wrestling today, Dick Chambers, and that is a incredible thing to have in your corner. I don't like Dick Chambers. I don't like his style. I don't like the way he politics, and but it's good for his clients. It is, and Creeper's already an incredible specimen. He's a monster. He's huge. I mean, look at his stats. Look, he's 6'8". He's 20 stone. He is like a bus. He's like a double-decker bus. He's huge. So he doesn't need Dick Chambers in his corner, but he has him. So he's got every advantage you could conceive of. And that really is borne out by his record. As I say, he's never been pinned. He's never been made to submit. I mean, Owen, how is Pequeno Loco going to hold on to his championship here? Because this is surely unsurmountable odds.
Well, you've just noted that Creeper is 6'8", 20 stone. That's an entire foot difference between him and Loco. Loco's 5'8", 12.5 stone. That's a huge weight advantage as well.
Yeah.
Loco's got it all to fight for, but again, he's all the way through his career here at Fusion Pro Wrestling. He's fought against the odds time and time again.
Yes.
Fought against anarchy, fought against AJ Hughes, you know, fought the Super 8. He's won that all through the Grand Rumble. He's done that.
Yeah.
And like I said, all he's left to do is beat Creeper. And this is going to be playing on their mind. He's known that this match has been in the works now for over a year. He's had plenty of time to prepare for this. The man from Acapulco, Mexico, I'm sure he's been practicing frog splashes on tree trunks, all sorts of things to be able to prepare his body for the beating that he's going to be receiving. And it's no question about it. Creeper will beat Pequeno to a pulp. It's just what he does. But it's up to Pequeno Loco to dig deep and fight back, because that's what he needs to do in this match. He needs to fight back. He needs to release his inner dragon to try and defeat Creeper. I mean, obviously,
Loco has been just an incredible champion here. And, you know, like some of the stuff he's done in Fusion has just been I mean, do you remember? I mean, the Van Terminator he did, like, I mean, he won the CCW Welsh Championship with an elevated Texas Cloverleaf. I mean, he's just one of the, he's almost a complete wrestler. You know, he's so quick. He's so quick of thought, Pequeno Loco. You know, he's an incredibly tough opponent, and he's proven that. So it's, on paper, yes, we look at Creeper and we say, oh my gosh, you know, he's a mountain of a man. You know, he's as big as the building. He's ridiculous, and he's got Dick Chamber in his corner. But Pequeno Loco is still Pequeno Loco. You know, he's still the champion, and he's still there on merit and by right, and he's earned it, and he's wearing that belt for a reason. So, man, what can you say? You can't count anyone out of this, and it's such a hard match to call, because this is one of those. You know, the immovable object meets the object that's too quick to hit. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, look, I'm going to have to ask you this, but who do you think is going to win?
It's like you said, it's so hard to predict this one. We know for a fact that this is going to be an absolute brawl. But as you've said, Creeper hasn't been pinned or submitted. But let's not forget, he has lost. He is beatable. You have to be smart to beat Creeper.
Yeah.
Creeper has lost by count out twice. That's a 10 count Nelly. And most importantly, in this match, 10 counts matter.
That's a very good point.
Whether or not Pequeno Loco can keep him down for 10 is a completely different story. But I'm sure Pequeno Loco will be coming into this match with a game plan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for Pequeno Loco here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He is a fantastic wrestler, fantastic guy. I've met him multiple times at shows. Always has the time to meet his fans.
Absolutely.
I really want Pequeno Loco here, to win here. Although, like you say, it's so hard to go against Creeper here. Creeper is just so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Well, that's fair. That's very fair, and it's hard to pick any holes in that, really, with everything you've said there, Owen. But I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to have Pequeno Loco for the win here, and reason being, again, as you said, Creeper's so hard to. You can't look past Creeper. You know, he could take this match. Let's be honest. Creeper could walk out the new champion, no question. But Loco is still the champion, and he's a champion for the reason. And I just think, as the champion, it gives you a different mentality, and he's going to come into this with a game plan. Like, there's no way he's just going to waltz into this like it's another match. Like, he's going to have, as soon as his card was announced, you know, he would have started formulating a plan, because he's a great champion, and that's what great champions do. He's a fighting champion, as you mentioned, and he's never backed down from a fight in Fusion Pro. So this is, you know, it's a tough fight, but it's another fight. So I'm going to back our champion here. He's been a great champion. He will continue to be a great champion. It's going to be Pequeno Loco.
I'm glad you sided with me here, Ali. I'm really glad. But hey, I was just thinking of something.
Go on.
Why don't the Fusion faithful see who they want to win or choose in the comments?
That's a really good shout.
Just let us know who you think is going to win the matches.
Yeah. You've got the match card as you've followed along with this video. So yeah, let us know what you think. It's a great idea, Rowan. Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and which matches you're looking forward to, who you're looking to see in again. And if you're coming down as well, that'd be brilliant. It'd be great to hear from you as always. And don't forget, I mean, like and share this as much as you possibly can, because that is priceless to us. We're growing at Fusion Pro Wrestling, and all those likes, shares, comments, they are priceless to us. So you'd be doing us a huge favor by just joining in.
And so, Nelly, I'm sure that you'll be there, right? Obviously, we record these things over. I won't say what we record it over, but we record it over the internet, don't we, Nelly? So we haven't actually seen each other in such a long time.
I've got a hug for you with your name on it and a high five. And yeah, we're looking forward, man, because you know what? You're right, Owen, actually. We haven't seen each other in absolute ages, anyone from the Fusion Pro family. We haven't seen our fans. We haven't seen our colleagues, wrestlers, commentary team, the camera team. We've not seen anyone. So this is going to be an absolute reunion. It's going to be party time. In Llandudno, so make sure you join us. Get down. It's going to be a heck of an atmosphere. And pro wrestling is back.
Join us 30th of October, T Harpist Community Centre in Llandudno. FrightFest 3. We've been Fusion Pro Wrestling. I've been Owen Roberts, only flipping Owen Roberts dad, and you've been Nelson, the Chocolate Pain, or the Chocolate Pain Nelson Rahi rather.
It's been a pleasure as always, Owen.
Jinx, you're not allowed to speak now.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.